Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is episode 4 of the Professionals, Justifier Media's Scum and Villainy Actual Play podcast. We are in the midst of a harrowing, alien-esque Halloween job right now. But before we get into that, I have to ask, what is everybody going as for Halloween this year, if anything?
Father.
Okay, great.
Terrifying.
An uncostumed father standing next to his toddler.
Are we all bored?
I just realized that my costume. I have a costume. It's just It seems lazy on the surface, unless I get into a like an overly complicated explanation. So I have a costume. It's basically entails me wearing a hat, and that's about it. But there's reasoning to it. Okay, it matters.
Is it a costume that needs to be explained, or does someone who has the right context know by looking at you?
If I told you what my wife's costume was, it would make sense, and if I told you what the hat said, it would make sense.
I'm not
going to say those things on air. So
I understand. No.
So this question was actually asked on our Avatar Legends show, Relics of the New Republic. And I had an answer, and also was a bit of an explanation. Essentially, I don't have a costume. I just come straight from work typically if I go to a costume party. And everyone thinks that I look like Joe from You because I'm wearing like a jacket and a black baseball cap. And they're like, "Oh, you're a stalker serial killer." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that works."
It does. It does work somehow.
That's just you. You're a stalker serial killer.
That's so funny.
Yes. I didn't want to.
I aspire to dress for Halloween again. I think that'd be a good part of recapturing my inner child.
Yeah, it's
What are you going to go as, Steve?
I don't think I'll have anything in time. I think I'll find my inner child within 30 years.
You have 9 days.
Okay.
9 days, 30
Plenty of time
years.
to get a costume.
I grew up in a very religious family where Halloween was super no-go. It's the Devil's Day, and you don't participate. And so I didn't really do costumes most of my life, and then I reached adulthood and stopped believing in any of that stuff, and was just like, I don't feel like doing this now.
That's fair. For the record, whenever I sign into the keypad that opens up the outer area of my apartment complex, the code involves 666. And so every time I open the gate, I just mumble "Hail Satan," and then I go into the gate.
Whoa!
I love it.
But the extra funny thing about this is, for those who have nerded out on ancient Near Eastern literature or Judeo-Christian stuff, is that the code to the interior building includes 777.
That is funny. That's very funny.
once I get there, I kind of have a slightly brighter side of the same coin, and I'm like, yeah, but you're all right too, I guess. God,
strange
get in the door.
Some strange cult owns that building, and
we just cover all of our bases, and
just in case.
In case. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say this is interesting to me because I also grew up pretty conservative Christian, and we would not do Halloween. There would always be some big. I went to a Christian school, and they would rent amusement park rides and booths and stuff, and they would come to our school. It was super fun. Someone in my class, their dad owned a outdoor conference retreat that had all these amusement park rides. So they would bring the amusement park rides to our school. But everyone would dress up in costume. So it wasn't until I met some other people that were like, oh yeah, we didn't dress up in costume. We didn't go to people's houses for Halloween. We just stayed at home and I don't know, hid our candy from the unrepentant unbelievers.
Okay.
All right.
That's funny. I also grew up conservative Christian, but it's funny because my parents, the things that we weren't allowed to do, for a while, they were like, yeah, let's not do Halloween. It wasn't because of their beliefs was solely to get our friends and family and like other parents that we knew off their ass. They're like, they're gonna gossip about us and it's gonna be annoying. We're gonna have to go to church and get bad looks. All right, let's not do this.
So you just didn't hang out with people because you didn't want other people to know about you.
Well, I mean, we were like one of what, 2 non-white families in our church. So we already
Didn't
had
need
that
another
going against us.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah,
It's a good
hard
part.
enough.
Did,
Yeah.
did any of you who grew up conservative, like, did your parents go through that phase where like Disney movies or anything with like magic got banned? Like there was like a window in the 90s where like the Satanic Panic like had a real serious resurgence.
Yeah.
I've never heard the phrase "the Satanic Panic." I love
No, really?
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that's the
why
whole thing.
we
That's
almost
another
didn't have
rabbit hole.
TTRPGs anymore.
D&D.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
this.
heard
This
about the
only exists
crackdown on
because-
D&D, but yeah.
That was
Mhm.
part of the Satanic Panic,
Yeah. Cool.
the original one.
I didn't
So
grow up
I-
in a conservative
70s,
household,
80s.
so I don't know. I can't speak to that.
Oh, yeah.
My family was wildly inconsistent with what they banned and what they didn't ban. Like
In my
Disney
experience,
movies,
Talking to you guys who grew up that way, that is the consistency.
Yeah.
That everything is
Yeah.
very inconsistent.
inconsistent. It's like Disney movies, fine, except for Pocahontas because that's animism.
Yeah, I knew people who were like that.
TV show, Saturday cartoons, great, except for Yu-Gi-Oh because it's too dark. Like it was just like
Except
I-
for you.
I-
It wasn't the
Egypt.
Egyptian religion. It was just,
Yeah.
very messed
Yeah.
up
Yeah, it was like
appropriation of the Egyptian religion.
yeah.
yeah,
Can't-
right. Like what?
Can't watch Disney movies because there's magic in them, but we love the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always the exception is always Lord of the Rings and like Narnia, right?
Yeah.
Like my friend like was not allowed to read Harry Potter growing up, wasn't allowed to do like several things that even kind of touched on magic. Lord of the Rings was always okay.
Yeah, well, it's because
He was like-
Lewis was a Christian apologist and Tolkien was a devout
Tolkien.
Catholic.
Yeah.
So
Those
because
inklings,
their
yeah.
stories
Those
are okay.
inklings.
it's okay when Christians do it. It's not okay when. All right, now we're just
Bro,
talking.
give me that
about
Jesus
Yeah.
magic.
all of us. Yeah,
Give me that
Jesus magic.
magic.
Jesus magic.
Yo, give me a T-shirt with that. So it says, "Bro, comma, give me that Jesus magic."
Give me that Jesus magic. I'm picturing now Bruno Mars singing 24 Karat Magic, but set to the tune of like Jesus magic.
Give me that Jesus magic in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll
All
read
right.
it. I'll read
Well,
it.
we
Clearly.
good. We've moved far away from what are you dressing up for Halloween.
What are we doing again? What are we playing?
Well, dressing up as
we're
Jesus for
playing-
Halloween.
Yeah. I think we're playing Avatar Legends, right, Danny?
We're playing the Bible, the role-playing game.
We're playing, there's a few. There's a
Yeah.
5e setting that I know of.
Oh,
There's also, if you prefer card
And-
games like
and the
Magic, you
best-
can play Redemption, the Jesus card game.
The best part of the 5e setting is that Jesus has a stat block, which implies that you can kill Jesus.
It does.
Oh,
It does
if you
imply
can
that.
bleed.
I mean, it is historical that he died.
Yeah.
So come on.
Part of the lore that is pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Is that he died? All right, enough of that. We had aliens to fight.
It's just that his respawn.
Before we fight
you know,
aliens, Danny, turn your mic up.
It's turned up so much more than it's ever been before. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Is this better?
We'll figure it out another
all?
time.
Have you tried screaming?
I could. Yeah, here. I'm just using my interface to turn it up. I can go into Wavelink and see if there's anything I can do there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you do that and we will continue. Sorry.
Yeesh. No, all good.
Last episode, you took a job from Oraveus Starr, Dr. Starr of the Guild of Engineers. He has agreed to help you figure out how to turn off the nanobots inside of gears. However, he has asked a favor from you. He has recently lost contact with a research station out in the Ashtari cloud. It is at this research station that they were secretly investigating ways to make xeno weapons, essentially, xenobiology weapons, turning xenos into creatures that would fight for them. He has not heard from this station in some time and is worried that something terrible has happened. And spoiler alert, something terrible has happened. Uh,
Oh, no.
when you get to the station, you are immediately confronted with these genetically modified Romden, which Steve reminded me. We've seen a lot of Romden. They're a very rare people. So, with Carlton Graves being around and seeing that scientist, those are probably the only two Romden that most people will ever see.
You also commented that Havoc Plex's boss was Romden.
Ah, yes, yes, we had said that. Yeah.
So those ones, and then now these freaks that got captured.
Those, yeah, and they're a diaspora people, so they don't have like settlements anywhere. You're not going to see a bunch of them, but that is probably why these creatures are here. They're probably stolen and experimented on illegally, and most people aren't ever going to come into contact with Romden. But you by the skin of your teeth, dispatch these 4 genetically modified Romden in front of you, giving Gears a moment to rush ahead and get to the command center. When Gears gets there, the ship is off. You're going to have to spend some time powering it back on and running the vent, like execution file to vent the ship. I've started an 8-segment clock for that. I would like to know, though, before we jump back to Gears, what are Leto and Havoc and Carlton doing? I know Leto had run back to the ship. Leto, are you doing anything specific? Are you just waiting?
I fire it up and I pull it away from the docking bay.
Okay. All right. Leto is safe. Then Havoc and Carlton, what are you doing?
I am wrestling ex-Romdens.
They fell through.
All of them are gone.
Havoc blew the floor up from under them,
I know that
and
the
all 3 of them
fell
fell
through.
down. Mm-hmm.
The one that I had headbutted
It's unconscious.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has ceased.
I guess you still could wrestle him. He's just not conscious.
You could. Yeah, you could wrestle him.
Just shake his body a lot.
With the easiest W of your life.
Yeah. So I just want to make, because in the narrative, it felt like after my headbutt, I then received the attack that infected me, right?
That was from the other 3.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wasn't sure if I had totally decimated this dude. So
yeah, he is unconscious. But Havoc and Carlton, you've got this moment to do something. You can hear movement all around you, so you don't have a long time, but you've got a moment to kind of make a new decision about where you want to go and what you want to do.
Just in case, Graves just takes the limp body of the Romden that he rammed and just throws it into the hole that Havoc's bomb created.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Smart.
It just feels like an impulse that he would follow.
Smart.
And then he just quickly, like, his head just darts one way and the other as he's listening to these sounds. I guess I want to know, Justin, what if there's a role for this? Like, he's searching for like the most imminent threat. Because if it seems like we have any time, he's gonna just scoop up Flex and run after to wherever Gears was.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, are you just doing that, or are you trying to take a moment to try and figure out?
I'm trying to take a moment to figure out like the situation. Yeah. Like, I'm listening to these sounds. Is there anything like busting through the walls? Are there vents that are like kind of like rattling as something's about to come out of it, you know?
Yeah. What is that in action?
I feel like it's study.
Study implies some like time. You're like scrutinizing details, interpreting evidence.
Details.
This is not details. Nar. It sounds pretty quick to me from what you're saying, that you're just trying to. So I don't even know if there's a role. I'll just tell you that you can hear all of the movement rushing towards where Gears went.
I think Havoc wants to just follow after Leto to the ship.
Okay, so Graves makes to scoop you up, Flex, but you're already running, so he's just like, and he just comes after you. And we go after the trail of wherever Gears was to try to get to where he is.
You do. Havoc, you're going back to the ship, though?
Oh yeah, I think I said Havoc wants to follow after Leto to go back to the ship.
Oh, you said after Leto. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Splitting up
So we're
even
about
more.
to split in directions. Graves does scoop you. To
Okay.
Gears.
Well, why are we going to Gears?
He said he'd lock this down.
All right, to Gears. You're bigger than me, so
Like you're
Fine.
already
He doesn't even bother
several
putting you down
strides
despite his wound.
in the direction.
Yep. So Havoc, Graves carries you down the hall into the next room's over.
I like to think he's like Graves is like holding Havoc like a like one with a football or something,
Mhm.
and Havoc just has both his arms out in front of him with his pistol out.
All right. I will say that the two of you get there. You see Gears is I'll even Gears, what are you doing?
So there's all like when Gears first got here, it was probably like a little derelict, some like tilted screens and some static and stuff. Yeah. Now it's like in pieces. There's wires hanging down from the ceiling. Havoc or Gears is just underneath one of the panels, and then there's just wires all over. And like Gears has like his drone like attaching things and trying to boot up consoles, and he's trying to attach as much of his like hacker gear and find repair tools as like he's just getting into everything. And just trying to get as quick as possible through this.
All right. I think it's an action. All
right.
Tell me what you're doing.
I think I'm hacking.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm going to use my fine hacking rig to do so.
Yeah, so here's something that I was going to talk to you about. That is not really going to come into play that much.
Oh.
Because, as I noted, the Guild of Engineers is tier 4, which means that you are hacking tier 4. So your fine hacking tools might let you hack into a tier 2 or tier 3. I think you're going to have to find some way to push up that effect, and even then it's going to be limited.
Okay, so then can we take the narration that I did of like literally like physically messing with the computing as like I do a primary role to try to like lower the difficulty of the hacking essentially, and that's me doing a rig roll to just like get the computers in a more like default state that I can actually mess with?
That
I'll allow it.
Oh, Daniel, okay. So let's, potentially, yes. So that is actually one mechanical thing that you can do. You can actually have somebody set you up, which can increase position and effect as well. Set up. Yeah, it increases. Yeah, you can increase the effect or the position. But one of the other people has to tell me how they set you up. Now, the other thing is if you want to try to not hack into this, but to just like, you're trying to like turn it on essentially. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm confused about what the difference is between what you described before and what you're describing with your first setup role.
So the first setup role, so in computing, like you can have really complicated like digital security, right? Like firewalls and all that stuff. But if I just like you like in like a real life aspect, right? You can have a whole bunch of protections on your Wi-Fi router, right? Which makes your house very safe to connect to the internet. But if I just connect directly into your computer, I can probably steal everything that there is to know about you, right? So it doesn't really matter that that thing over there is so good because I'm literally just trying to connect into systems directly, and I'm not really even trying to turn everything on. I'm just trying to like get into the stuff that I can actually like interact with. And I'm not saying that means that I'm trying to like skip the clock. I'm just like getting into a state where I can actually interact with it.
Yeah. So the whole clock is like powering up the system and then running the venting command, right? So that represents that whole thing. I don't want to belabor the point. So let's say that if you are, well, man,
You can believe it.
no,
Do you need us to help?
I think you got to find some other way to increase the effect.
Okay.
Because it sounds the same to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like whether or not you're hacking in like directly or like you're still hacking, right?
Okay.
They're still
that's
hacking.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you pushing yourself might be what you want to do, and then you're looking at like a limited effect.
Well, remind me again, because this did not happen on air last time. Well, it did happen on air, but we didn't record it. What happens when I push myself past my stress level?
Oh, you take a trauma. Yeah.
I just take
wonderful.
One, right?
Stressful times.
Yes. I'm gonna pull it up just now. Stress and trauma. Yeah, you suffer a level of trauma. And you're taken out of the action.
Yeah, don't do that, okay?
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
can assist. I have three stress to spare.
Right, but it's not about really assisting. I'm trying to raise the effect. That's the problem. Like I literally can't even interact with this thing.
Oh yeah.
Is basically what's happening right now.
I'll tell you what. Gambit's gonna give you a die.
So there's
how about this? I like how you set it up. The first thing you're gonna do is you're basically rerouting power. How about that? Okay. And that, depending on how the roll goes, might put you in a better position, and might have a little better effect on any potential rolls.
Okay. And that one was going to be a rig, right?
Yeah,
because I'm
sounds,
physically.
yeah, physically doing things. Yeah, I like that. I think it's risky, and we'll say standard effect.
Is this like the setup roll or?
It's not a setup roll. This is him.
Yeah.
The first thing that he is doing to try and tick down this clock, which is just kind of rerouting power in order to get into the system.
Will my fine ship repair tools help with this? I have two different fine tools. I have fine hacking tools and a fine ship repair tool.
I think then that stays at standard. I think it would have been a limit it, and then the fine can maybe bump it up to standard.
I will take that. All right. Well, we're rigging. Rigging my roll. 6 and a 1. So.
Okay. You didn't spend a gambit, so you can add a gambit. You do it. I'm going to mark off 2 on that. And yeah, I think it gives you just enough power to be able to hack into the system. But there are some other things that are happening, which is that Havoc and Carlton, as you're watching Gears and you walk in on this, you see him maybe plug in a cord and the computer screen flashes and he runs over to it. Down the hallway to the left and to the right, you hear movement. You can see shapes now running towards you. Down the left side, there are these almost blue-finned aquatic creatures. They're crawling along the ceiling, screaming as these tentacles are whipping out from under them. And on the right side, there are these tree-like people that are lumbering towards the entrance. And they are firing these barbs from their branches and their wood.
Oh my goodness.
And I gotta know what the two of you do, because
I just gotta know if you intended a pun when you said entrance.
Entrance. What's the
pun?
Ent.
Anyway.
Entrance.
No, I did not.
So we've got tree folk from one side and merfolk on the other, modified merfolk.
Mm-hmm.
They look like the memish, the mem.
Yep.
Memish. Awesome. I mean, I feel like Carlton's instinct will be to go for the larger and less squirrely of the opponents.
Sure.
Let's go chop some wood. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'd just love to do scrap and
Okay.
and have Carlton. How many? Just give me a number, tree folk.
Oh, well, like a lot.
So they're coming down a hall that accesses this room.
Correct. About a dozen or so.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Is there a bay door that I could physically manually shut to seal off this section?
Okay. Yeah, there is. Obviously, there's going to be some like fighting back on the other side, so you'd have to continue to hold it. But yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. What's it operated by, Justin? Like a manual override? Is there just like a wheel I can turn, or do I just have to physically drag a door across the grate?
I think you got to physically drag the door across the grate and hold it.
Awesome. Seeing a dozen of these, Carlton, despite what Leto might think, is no dummy and starts to try to pull the door to play defense.
Yeah. What do you think that action is? Do you think it's scrap? You're not really engaging in combat.
Let me check what scramble covers again.
Scramble is what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I think scramble.
Lift, climb, jump, run, swim. I mean, it feels like it fits into that. Yeah, the athletics check. I think I'll scramble. I've got 2 pips in scramble.
Okay.
And I will also push myself.
Okay. Which is great because you've got that wrecking crew ability, or unstoppable.
Unstoppable is checked. Yep. So that's still in effect.
I think this is a risky position. I think it's yeah, I think it's standard, especially with you like being able to do something inhumanly strong. I think this is a standard effect.
Okay. Risky position, standard effect. Yeah, I'll take the dice instead of trying to use the push to improve my effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got, let's see. Here's my roll. 6.
Okay. A 6 is you do it and you didn't spend a gambit, so you get to add another one. I think you guys are at 4 gambit now.
Oh, excellent. We can cash those in whenever we want, y'all. I probably should have used a gambit on this just in case, but here we are.
Hey, you're good. Now you got a gambit out of it. This is not a consequence. I'm going to be marking or creating an opposing clock. I will not mark anything on it called overrun.
Okay.
So you're competing clocks, competing time there. I will not mark anything because you've got a 6. And for now, Carlton is just holding this door shut. Maybe a tree branch like squeezes its way through and wraps around a little bit, and then you shut it and it closes and it breaks off into the and you can feel it. They're strong. They're butting up against this thing. You are having to like focus on keeping this thing shut. Havoc, what are you doing?
So we're being enclosed upon by some aliens. Gears is trying to figure out how to vent the station we're on. Is there anywhere where are we like in kind of like a big chamber right now?
Yeah, it's a command center. It's pretty open.
Okay. Is there anywhere like on the ceiling or walls that could possibly provide just a way for just Havoc to get out?
You know what? That sounds like a fortune roll to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to, I think you get 1 die just for sheer luck. And for each trait rating. I'm gonna just do 1 die.
1 die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You see a ladder, but at the top of the ladder is a door. It's one of those doors with the wheel on it, so it's going to take you some time to open it.
All right. I sprint to the ladder and start climbing up.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna mark 2 on the overrun clock as a number of these MEMS. These genetically engineered MEMS get into the command center. What do you do when you get to? Well, actually, here's what I'll do. I'll mark it. Why don't you tell me what you do when you get to the wheel?
Start spinning that beam.
What kind of action do you think that is?
Spinning a wheel? Oh,
Yeah.
It's very similar to turning the wheel of a ship. So I'm going to say helm.
How?
He has made his case.
That's fine if you want to go with helm.
No, I feel like rig makes the most sense, right?
Rig could work. Yeah, I can see rig. Sure. Scramble
really
the other.
anything else? Scramble?
Maybe scramble.
Yeah. Well, scramble. Let's do scramble.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same pip, but I have more pip in prowess, so let's do scramble.
I think it is a risky position. I think it's a standard effect.
All right. Risky position, standard effect. I mean, I could push myself.
You could push yourself
to go to 8 stress.
Woof. You could use that gambit.
Can I hear
Did you gambit already?
Devils? I did not gambit already.
The Devil's Bargain.
Yeah.
Well, the Devil's Bargain is that well, I'll tell you this, Danny. The player Havoc would not know this. Now, if you take the Devil's Bargain, you are going outside into space.
Cool. I'll take it.
Okay.
At the beginning.
This feels so abysmal, so fast.
So that's 2 dice.
Yeah.
That's 2 dice and 2 6s. So
whoa,
I'm fine, buddy.
Whoa.
Havoc can just survive the back.
So that is great.
Washing these dice.
Great effect. Did you spend a gambit?
No, I took a Devil's Bargain.
Okay, so then you can add another gambit. We have 5 gambit now. Wow, guys. And I'm assuming you guys are in your spacesuits, right? Because it was a derelict space station. I'm not assuming you guys took them off.
I'm in my fine customized spacesuit that the pilot
look
gets,
at that.
Which I'm marking now.
When you all right, let's ramp it up. Let's bring Lito into this as well too.
Oh god.
Havoc, you open this up and then start floating up and out. As you are now on the outside of the ship. Lito, you see this from where you're sitting, waiting to see what happens. You see Havoc come out of the top of the ship. And as that is happening, you see these like amorphous blobs on the outside of the ship starting to slink their way towards Havoc.
Okay. But the wrinkle in things, because that's not what Lito was doing. I had a different plan.
Sorry. What was Lito doing?
It's a whole thing.
What was Lito doing?
Leaving us. Lito was leaving us.
Yeah, no.
Lito's gone.
So Lito is not even on the ship
He's
anymore.
not there.
Like on their ship. Like he's back on the station.
Oh.
So like he What I
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to do
I didn't know that.
was set the ship basically like on autopilot away from the station so that these things didn't get on it, and then in my spacesuit jump across back onto the station.
I apologize. I did not know that that's what you were doing. That definitely does change things.
So Havoc comes out and Lito's just coming back in.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think Havoc, you come out and you see Leto making a jump from the ship back to the space station. Leto, I'm gonna need an action roll for that for sure.
I'm not good at physical things, guys. I'm probably about to die.
Neither am I.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. This is probably
Scramble?
probably definitely sway, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Convincing the universe not to kill you.
Yeah,
Sway gravity to just change how it works for a moment.
Do you have any pips and prowess?
Scramble works. Yeah.
I have
Scramble?
1 in prowess. It's in skulk. I don't think skulk makes sense here.
Oh.
Scramble is definitely up there for sure.
I could assist.
Tell me what you do. You're out there now, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna mark a stress. So now I have 2 stress left to mark. As I pass him, Havoc's gonna say, they're right through there, and he's gonna sort of kick him in the direction of the door to sort of boost his speed so he gets there.
How did you get there?
Yeah.
How did you get there?
You said we're currently passing each other, right?
No. So you're like at the you came out of the command center into space.
Yeah.
And where your ship was, which is the port side dock, you see Leto getting ready to make a jump from your ship.
Oh,
back to
I
the
thought he
space
had
station.
already jumped out.
No, he's about to. That's what this action is for.
Okay, so instead, I'll mark my last item I can have marked, and I'll chuck my grappling hook at him and just yank him over.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, please don't do that.
I love that a lot. That's great. No, I won't
that'll
be that.
That'll also help me get to the ship faster too. So
you're just switching?
Yeah, literally.
I'm glad we follow the laws of inertia in this podcast. This is good.
Totally.
I think that is an assist for sure, and I will. Well, we'll see if there's any consequences, but I probably won't break your space.
Havoc's like, all right, you want to be in this? Fine. All right, I'm good.
Okay, so I have 3 dice. I have 2 dice.
Yeah.
1 dice? How many dice do I get? I'm so confused. I was ready to roll 2 and take the lowest because I don't have any pips in Scramble. Now I'm confused.
So you would take 1 dice then, since I'm assisting you.
So, you would have 0, but you're assisting, getting an assist from Havoc, so you get 1 die now.
Okay.
So
use
push
gambit?
yourself, Devil's Bargain, or Gambit. Don't ask me.
Definitely use a gambit, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to use a gambit. Can I also hear Devil's Bargain? I'm real nervous about this.
Oh boy,
we're all pretty nervous right now. I think
we're doomed. We're gonna have to start a new show after this.
I should say, while I'm thinking of the Devil's Bargain, and oh, okay. Here's the thing: you can always tell me that you give up on a job, and I will not be like, "How do you get out?" I'll just be like, "You get back to the ship and you leave, but you don't complete the job."
Okay,
so you can always do that.
We're in it.
You can always do.
All right.
Okay.
I'm still in it.
The option is on the table. Here's the Devil's Bargain. In this inertia switch, the hatch will close, and you will have to spend some time trying to open it again. Potentially not in time before these blobs get to you.
Okay.
Which hatch and which character? Sorry.
The hatch back down into the command center.
Okay.
I will not take that bargain, but I will push myself.
Okay.
And Gambit.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're back down to
2 stress.
gambits, just to be clear for everyone.
Yep.
I rolled nothing but 1s.
No! Wait, did I tell you? I didn't tell you what the position. I told you. Did I tell you the position in effect?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I will try not to be. I think it's risky.
I think
it's a risky
that means he has to
position.
re-roll
Just
actually.
Go
'cause
as
he didn't
hard
know
as you need to.
position and effect.
Yeah.
I think it's a risky position, and I think it would have been a standard effect. In other words, you would have gotten to the space station with Havoc and passed by him. But on a wow, things go badly, you suffer harm, complication occurs, or you end up in a desperate position.
Oh, I
Can
think
I do the sciencey explanation of what might have gone wrong?
Yeah, sure. Tell me what. Yeah.
They slam into each other instead of
exactly.
and they're
Oh.
just there. They're
Oh,
just floating in between both places.
Oh, I love that, and I will love that, and I will add even more to that in this like switch that you're trying to do, Havoc. You grapple on Toledo and pull him towards you, and pull yourself as well, and you slam into each other.
You said it's a risky position. The result of it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And you are now floating in space together above the space station. The grappling hook is now floating as well too. And down below, you can see that these blobs are starting to stack on top of each other, and they're starting to inch closer and closer to you. And I would like to know what Gears is doing as these men have rushed into the command center. Carlton is trying to hold off the tree creatures on the other side. What are you doing?
I am going to continue to do my best to hack the system.
I think that's the answer. Yep.
At this point, Gears has seen these things just crawl out into the vacuum of space and be fine. So he's gonna
not the mems. I want to say not the mems. They're like these blob creatures. Just this like
so
black,
much more specific.
Viscous slime. Yes, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Gears is still like, we're all gonna die unless I do this. So, I'm gonna roll on a hack, right? Just a normal.
Yeah. I think it's risky, and I think it's a standard position.
Okay. Nobody's around. I'm gonna spend a gambit.
Okay. You can push yourself. You can
point,
hear Devil's Bargain. You could also, may I also remind you, you can always trade position for effect, meaning you can make this a desperate position and a great effect. And if you get a great effect, you're going to get more ticks. A lot more.
And I already
ticks.
get +1 ticks, so I might just complete this in one go if I do that. So I will
be
do that.
very close to it. Yeah.
So yeah, I will do that, which I'm going to be rolling hack. So I will mark one in insight. Yeah, I spent a gambit, so we're down to 2. What's your Devil's Bargain? I want to hear it.
Oh, my Devil's Bargain. My Devil's Bargain is that I will add 2 ticks to the overrun clock, which will make it about halfway, which means these bioengineered mem will all be in this command center, and you're going to have to deal with that before you're able to continue to hack.
I won't take that. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with my 2 die. Come on, baby. Okay, 5 and a 6.
Okay. All right. So you get an extra hack or an extra tick on hacks?
On hacks.
Okay. Well, with great effect, that is going to be 3 ticks. Plus your 1 is 4 ticks, which means you are at 6 of the 8 segments on that clock. Which is very close. It's very close.
Give me one more roll. Come on.
Yes, Danny.
We could roll to resist that consequence, right? Of running into slamming into each other.
You could have, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd like to do that. I just don't want to like stop the momentum.
Oh, please, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should stop it. Yeah, you should. Yeah. Oh, like if you want to resist, just butt in. Tell me you're resisting.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so Havoc's using his fine customized spacesuit, and whenever he puts it on and he's in the vacuum of space, he activates it, and so like the visor goes on.
Yep.
And these little joysticks sort of click up into his hands, and that's how he controls on his spacesuit.
I love it. I love it.
So I would like to argue that I could possibly roll prowess to resist this.
Well, it's
Kind of fly in your chute.
yeah. I think prowess.
There's a physicality to potentially dodging.
Yeah, no,
Leto,
absolutely.
as well.
I think prowess makes the
Yeah.
most sense for sure.
I love that the pilot has a little pilot suit.
Yeah.
Makes
It's
sense.
what it is. It's what
Yeah.
he do. It's what he do, you know?
That's what he do.
That's
All
what
right.
he do.
So I'm rolling prowess. I have 3 ticks in prowess.
It's pretty good.
I'm rolling trace leches. And one of them's a 6. So 2 4s and a 6.
Nice. So no stress. You right yourself and can also grab Leto and jet the two of you where you want to go. You do still see this creature starting to like grasp up towards you.
Oh, so I
What
can
do you
bring
do?
Leto back to the ship with me?
Or wherever you want to go.
Well, if
Yeah, I'm
he-
assuming you can like grab him and then continue to pilot your jetpack.
Yeah.
If he doesn't
Right,
grab me,
yeah.
will I make it to the door on the station? Damn it.
Justin
You
is
just-
just shaking his head no.
No, you're just floating out in space, my friend.
Just let me go. Let me die.
Can I
don't
Can I
deserve to
throw
live
him to
after
the door
this.
in the station?
You could do that too. Yeah, you could do that
I
too.
mean, action.
Yeah, you could
That'll
do that
take
too.
an action. All right.
Yeah.
Havoc will grab Leto and be like, "You want to go there?"
Yeah.
Pointing to the door to the station. All right, and just chuck him.
Okay. That's definitely an action. Tell me what action do you think that is?
You scramble.
I like that. Yeah, I like scramble.
All right.
Risky
What was that
position.
sound?
I don't know. Risky position, standard effect. You will push Leto towards the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How many gambit do we have?
2 left.
Do you want to get there bad, Leto? Or Johnny, rather?
Yeah, real bad. Also, shouldn't we have 3 left? Because we have
That's less that
5.
he wants
and
to
I
get
think
there
I only
bad
used
and
2
more that he
since we
doesn't-
went up to 5.
I thought we had 4. Oh,
You
if
did
we
have
had
5.
5, then we definitely have 3.
So we have
Okay,
3 left.
sorry.
Ah, spin a gambit.
Oh, missed that.
I missed one. I apologize. So you're using the gambit. Now we have 2.
Yeah. And give me a devil's bargain.
Oh, the devil's bargain.
I love these.
Oh, the
We're gonna be
devil's
so
bargain.
acquainted with the devil by the end of this.
Yeah.
100%.
The devil's bargain is that this blob creature will grasp onto your leg.
My leg?
Yeah.
I don't want that. Nope. Not taking it.
Just said no. No, thank you.
Gambit. That's 2 dice. I'm not gonna push myself because I will be taken out of the action if I do that. Yeah, so I'm just rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
2 dice or not to dice?
That
That is the
is
question.
the question. And what is the answer, Danny?
All right. I'm sorry in advance, Johnny. I've been on a streak, but I feel like it's ending now.
Oh no.
Why did you say that?
Oh no.
Why would you say that?
I love it when bad things happen to characters in
It's the
RPG.
best.
No matter
It's
if
the
I'm
best.
playing, it's fun, Nick. I'm having fun, and I'm not just trying to
Here-
convince myself I'm having fun.
You are having fun. You are having fun. Look,
What is
these
the roll?
games
What did you
these
roll?
games
I rolled
Thrive.
2 twos.
on complications.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Here's
gonna die.
here's what it is. Here's what it is though. I do think that Havoc, you push him towards the door.
Okay.
Straight shot right to the door. Leto, you were on your way, you see it, you can easily grasp it and get down into the space station. The blob does grab your leg though, Havocplex.
Is that a consequence?
That is the consequence, yes.
Can I resist
You want
that?
to resist it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You certainly can. Yeah, what do you do?
I think it's obviously just prowess. I'm just kicking at this blob.
Yeah,
trying
and
to
I
knock-
like- okay.
blasting your suit jets and
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
get
Just
away.
Yeah,
trying to get
prowess.
away.
Give me the resistance roll.
I'm rolling so many dice, right? This has to go great for me.
That's gotta go great for you.
5.
So 1 stress,
That's pretty good.
and
I'm-
you kick You kick off of this thing, and it is no longer grabbing you. I'm gonna switch to Carlton for a moment. Carlton, you are holding this thing, and behind you, you can see that these bioengineered mem are starting to get in. Do you continue to hold? What do you do?
So I'm assuming that once I've gotten the door truly shut, like after cutting off that piece of the treacher's, I'm not calling them treachers, the treacher's arm, like I'm assuming that there's some type of manual lock or something.
Oh, sure. There's like a rusted like latch.
Okay. Yeah, I think the feat of strength is gonna use my left arm to just try to hold that rusted
one
latch,
arm and
hold the door with the right arm
it.
and latch with the left.
I
Yeah.
love it. What is that action, do you think?
I think it's for sure a scramble.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, to do your unstoppable, you have to push yourself. So
I will. I'm gonna have to push again. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting into the zone. That's 7 stress total.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, give me so scramble. I think it's a risky position. And I think it's a standard effect. You'll close this door and keep them from getting in.
Yeah, and I just want to say, because I didn't spell it out for our listeners, after I received the 2 harm and the needs medical attention tag, Justin, I've been rolling with -1 die on everything.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm still just picturing this wound from like Graves' core, like chest area, kind of like maybe some wounding down towards lower abdomen even. Like, I don't know how exactly the thing lashed at me and tried to pierce me, but yeah.
Quick question about harm in this system. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can take up to 2 tier 2 wounds, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Okay, thankfully.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 6 and a 3.
A 6 and a 3. Okay, so
6.
6
is
So you
Did you spend a gambit on
that? I didn't.
Oh,
I guess I could have. My bad.
Another. That's fine. We get another
More
gambit, though,
gambits.
right? That was a risky
Yeah.
position.
That was a risky position. So if you didn't spend a gambit, you add one.
Yep. I did not.
He did not.
Okay, then add a gambit. And I will say for harm, you can take two level 2 harms. If I were to say give you then another level 2 harm, I would upgrade it to level 3, if that makes sense, because there's no more spaces for it. And the needs medical attention, just so we're clarifying, that should be -1 die to like physical actions.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to. It's only the stuff that narratively applies to that trap,
for sure.
that harm. So cool.
Yeah.
But you do it. You like with your right arm, you're like holding it shut as they're banging and like pulling it, and you're holding it, and you reach, stretch with your left arm, and it's rusty. And slam it down. And you turn around. You don't have a moment because you turn around and you see a couple of these mem have started to like slither into the command center. They are rushing towards Gears. Gears, what are you doing?
Ah, man. If I roll one more time on hack, I will probably complete the clock. I'm assuming I'm in a position where I can roll that, but they will then just get to attack me if I don't defend myself.
I think
that's what I'm
projecting.
Yeah. I'm reading the room too.
Yeah.
Gears just keeps hacking.
Okay.
We just.
I mean, I think that's
roll.
That's it, right? Like they're already in. Venting the ship isn't going to get rid of them. You're going to have to deal with them anyway. So might as well get rid of everything else and figure it out. All right. You're hacking again, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I think so. Just to make this action like make sense in that context, like I think Gears is pretty assumptive that there is some sort of like cleansing mechanism or some sort of control where like, some things survived and some things are in this room, but like clearing out the rest is probably going to be within the reaches of this system, and also like better than just like fighting these
for
two
sure.
things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Also,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To sort of reiterate Gears' confidence a little bit, he has been wearing engineer's armor this entire time. Suspiciously like the armor from Dead Space, but whatever. I will spend another gambit that Graves had just earned us.
You're hacking, I'm assuming.
Yes, I am still hacking.
Okay. I think it's a risky position standard effect.
Risky position standard effect. I probably don't need great effect.
Unless you roll 4 or 5.
Let's go desperate. Let's go desperate.
Okay.
I like this too much. This is Graves. This is not Graves. This is Gears expressing that gamblers. The gamblers.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. This quick calculation in your mind of like, all right, I just have to do this. Yeah. Okay.
You mark that Pippin insight.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, please. 6 and a 1. The one I saw first, and I was like, oh god.
Amazing. Okay.
Incredible.
Here's what is going to happen then, Carlton. You turn around and you see these things jump towards Gears. He's like quick hitting the keyboard, hits one last button, and then you hear some doors close, and then whoosh, as the air is then cycled out through this system and space station. Havoc and Lido, you are outside, so you see that there are easily 2-3 dozen various Xenos that get launched out of this space station. The force is also enough to knock off that viscous little blob thing as well too. There are still the 2 mem though that are trapped inside the command center with the 2 of you. So they jump towards Gears, and let me see. I'm trying to figure out the type of harm. I think let's do this. One of them. One of them, when it jumps on you, Gears, it like tackles you to the ground. Its webbed hands are touching you, and you can feel where it's touching you. It starts to get really, really cold. And I would like you to take the level 1 harm. Not frozen. What's like a reduced, iced? We'll say iced.
I mean, just frostbite, right?
Frostbite. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Level 1 harm, frostbite.
How does armor interact with harm, or does it? Or
it certainly can. Yeah. So if you have the space, you can mark. If you have the item loadout, essentially to tick off.
Yeah,
you can.
That's the last 2 slots I have.
Great. So then mark off that item, and then mark your armor, and it doesn't. You don't take that harm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it's like on top of me right now, and
it is on top.
While
of
I haven't
right
been
now.
frostbitten, I can feel it like freezing the joints of my armor.
Correct. Yeah. If it continues to, your armor will not be able to withstand it anymore. Awesome. I think at this point, Lido, do you climb down or do you stay up there?
No, I was trying to make my way here to them.
Okay, great. I think this is the moment you come down. You come down. You can see that all the blast doors have closed. Carlton has turned around, and you get down just in time to see these 2 men jump and tackle Gears and land on top of him. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I pull out a blaster pistol and fire at one of the mems.
I love it. What are you going to roll?
Lido Bartok, you're my hero.
I will
help me, Lido Bartok. You're my only hope.
I will roll.
Except he's screaming. Like,
I mean, this probably doesn't make sense. I'm gonna try it anyway here. But like, Skulk is the only thing that I have anything in. Like I feel like
Hey,
I'm trying to like sneak up behind this thing and shoot it without.
Sneak in there, man.
Yeah,
Sneak in there.
yeah, absolutely. It makes sense to me. I don't hate that.
Okay.
I think it's risky in its standard effect. You'll blast this thing off and it'll be gone.
Okay. I'm gonna use a gambit and I'm gonna push myself to increase the effect.
Nice.
Okay.
So I can get 2 die.
Okay.
And
All right.
double sixes. I'm back,
Or not to
baby.
die.
Oh man, there
That's
it
what we love
is.
to see.
Then I think here's what it is, Carlton. You've turned around. You see these mem jump onto Gears. Gears, you're like struggling to get up from under them, and then you just hear, what does your gun sound like, Johnny? The pew pews are not optional. Okay, you actually hear pss, pss, as both get shot straight in the head and collapse.
Nice.
Lido
Okay.
frickin' Bartok.
What a save, you know? What a comeback. Oh my god.
And you've got it is quiet now.
I kind of like scramble over and like reach down to help Gears up. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I look over. I see like the stab wound on Graves. Like, do you need? I should probably get that checked out. No. Not the time. Not the time. Information. Do we have it? We should move quickly. No.
Yeah. Let me upload to our computer, and I'm assuming I have access now, so I'm just
Totally. Yep.
I'll take like all the audio, video logs. I'll take all the research. I mean, I'll take anything I have my hands on. Yeah.
As you're doing
that, Gears will also pull out. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm just sure there's like, one of those emergency first aid kit stations like in this room or something. He'll just like pull it off the wall and give it to like Graves or Leto or something.
Sure.
Yeah, Lido takes it.
Yeah, Lido, if you don't do anything, Graves will start.
No, Lido's going to start like attending to Graves' wound and
help him
clean and dress it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Where's the ship? Graves asks Lido.
At that, you see the shine of the ship's lights through the door that Havoc opened. And I don't know, he's talking on the... You just hear...
Oh, yes.
If you have some communicators on you, but if you have space for it...
Yeah, Havoc is just doing that into the communicators. There's no horn because this is space, and so now there's no travel.
Yeah, he's firing the guns, and he's like, let's...
There are some gelatinous things that can survive the vacuum of space, and so we should probably go before.
We're leaving now.
And to answer your question, Graves, I moved it away from the ship so that things would not crawl across when the venting happened. Anyways.
Oh, smart.
Over the comms, Havoc, maybe pull back to the dock so we can get on quickly.
All right.
Yeah. So at this point, we'll get Graves like in some sort of decompression suit.
Yeah.
If there's like I'm sure we have something for him. And then we're just the whole thing is just vented. Like I don't restore atmosphere. I keep it vented.
Yep.
And we just.
Well, I mean, Nick, Gears would know that if it's a short gap from here to the ship, I don't need a suit.
That's so cool.
If it's a short gap, if there's a real risk, then we should try to find something for me. But
at this point, it's the whole hallway from the
ship
deck
to
where we are to our ship.
Yeah, so like
I'm going back.
The whole hall we came through to get here. We have to go.
I don't think
it's
like outside of reason that you have like at least a breather.
That's what I was assuming is that I just have a breather or whatever I have. It could help with the cold exposure, but doesn't encumber or close off the horns. I'm picturing at least the horns are exposed. Maybe a fair amount of my skin too.
For sure. Yeah. So one of the Xeno abilities for the Rondon Steve and I created is for short periods they can withstand the vacuum of space because they are like cold resistant.
Yeah, and very not heat resistant. Which
Yes,
could be a
very nutty.
liability.
But I think it's fine. I'm not
find
gonna.
out.
I think because we're kind of just in the narrative, like wrapping up of the job, I think it's fine. You're able to get back to the ship. And yeah, you've got the data. You can watch their videos of experimentations. There are like research logs. They were trying numerous different things. So, there's talk of like biological weapons. They were attaching like using spores to try and like increase genetic modifications.
We see the
There's
spore
some
experiment. I
mention
just look
of,
over at grapes.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's like notes of cybernetics being attached to things. There's notes of even artifacts being trying to used to like have way modified Xenos. Yeah, it's dark. It's grisly.
Is there a way for us to make a copy of all of this without that being apparent to...
I already have 3.
Great.
We have a copy machine.
I think potentially that's a roll, actually, if you want to do that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just wanted to say that line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lean in. Yeah.
I think it's a roll. I think it's a roll if you want to do that.
Are we rigging or are we hacking?
Yeah, you tell me.
Hack the rigging.
I think the less traceable version is to have like a rigged, like I've literally like physically copy the things over instead of having digital footprints.
Like when someone
Okay.
posts a video of their screen on TikTok.
I will use one of our last 2 gambits to do 3 dice on those.
You're just taking screenshots of everything.
Yeah. Well, I think to give it like a cool.
Yeah.
Cool
sorry.
narrative. Sorry. You have.
I was just going to say controlled position, standard effect.
Okay. Yeah, and I think just to make it narratively cool, like they're on like these. Essentially, we get like a data disk that is, like a little hollow disk or something from the station, and that's what we have, and that's what we're going to turn in, quote unquote. But like instead of like hooking it into a computer and rewriting all the data over to another disk, Gears just has this machine where you put in the disk, the first disk, and then the second disk, and then just like shoot it like a gun, basically, and it just force copies everything.
Yeah, from it's a burner.
Yeah,
yeah, I getcha.
But a physical sort of thing, so that it's less traceable.
So
man, I feel like that brings me back to the times. I was just about to say that brings me back when I would you would create your like custom CDs. And...
Yeah, I used to have one that did 5 CDs at once because we had it at like our church and they were getting rid of it, and so I took it and would make copies of CDs for my friends.
Smart, amazing.
I wrote a 4.
Okay. If you want to continue getting this, it will not copy all of the data. So you will have the research notes, but you will not have any like video or audio journal like corroborating evidence. Corroborating those notes, right? So it'll just be the research notes, but you won't have any like video evidence or journals from any of the scientists if you want to continue to do this.
How do we feel about that, Lena? How do you? So I can only copy out the research notes. The video stuff is a little too dangerous to tamper with.
I think that the research notes, we have some of the video, no? I thought we had some and you just couldn't continue with all of it. That's what you were saying.
Well, so the original copy has everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then our copy would potentially only have research notes. Sorry.
I think it's up to you, Gears. Here's what I'm thinking. We're doing this because you need something from Dr. Starr. If we feel like seeing him and his brought to justice is more important, then I think we hold on to this as blackmail and we don't worry about the nanites for right now. Otherwise, we copy the incomplete information where we only have the notes. We hold on to it in case we need it another time. As we talked about, blackmail. The Xenos are dead, so there's no reason to hold ourselves back from that at this point, I don't think. But I want to leave that decision to you.
Gear sits there for a while. Well, I'm a big fan of having my cake and eating it too. What about I make this copy, but we don't tell him about any data we extracted. We had to get out of there, had to abandon the Citadel or station, whatever, and we just tell him that it's defunct. It's been overrun, and we had to vent the atmosphere and get out of there. Hopefully he helps me. If he doesn't, I don't. Well, we're turning him in at the end of the day either way, I guess, is the
I like that idea.
justice.
Justin, I don't know if this will require a flashback or not, but would it be possible
it
to
might.
say that we recorded ourselves, like doing this whole thing, so that we had video of so even if we couldn't get the data out, we had a video recording of what happened, what we came to on the ship to show Dr. Starr?
Yeah, for sure. Is that even going to cost you any stress?
I mean, Havoc has a GoPro and his fine customized spacesuit.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you were all wearing spacesuits. It seems completely reasonable for me that there would be cameras on spacesuits.
Yeah.
So I don't even think I want to ask for a stress on that. I think before you just decided we'll turn on the video just in case, and it ended up working in your way. So
Okay.
I don't mark any stress for that.
Okay. Since we have the video of us getting everything, what if, Gears, you copy everything, copy it fully, but then intentionally corrupt the original, so we can turn it over, but when he goes to view it, goes to see if anything's been tampered with, anything like that, none of it works, none of it makes any sense anymore. So he has video of us retrieving everything.
Oh, that's easy.
And now it's corrupted, and that's not our fault.
That sounds like a plan.
I might need another action roll for that, though. I was just going to say, and since you are copying it, you will just get the research notes on your copy. You will not get the video portion.
I thought that was just to copy it without it showing that we copied it or something like that.
No, that is in the process of trying to copy it. So it was controlled, but you rolled a 4. So you can either withdraw and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. So if you continue to
can
do
I roll
it,
to resist that consequence?
you could roll to resist that consequence.
Oh, so I think narratively we'll go with like what Lito's saying, but like I think I'm just gonna roll to resist that consequence.
Yeah, let's do it.
How do I do that again?
I believe this is probably a
Insight, I hope.
Insight, I think, makes the most sense. Yeah.
Okay, that gives me 3 dice.
Yeah.
And how does this work again? I would take 6 stress.
6 minus the highest number you roll.
Okay.
So there's a very good chance you might get taken out and added a trauma.
Yep. I'm gonna fully admit that there was a viewer suggestion to do this, and I'm just saying screw it. We're going with it. Oh, okay. I rolled 2, a 3, and a 5, and then 5. I have 1 stress open. Does that mean that I go out, or does that mean that I'm good?
No, so you had 2 more spots left, and you're only marking 1 stress?
Yes.
You're good. You're fine. You don't take a trauma.
Oh,
That was one of the 2 rolls that would not give you a trauma.
5 or a 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Justin, if this is a good time, y'all notice that Graves has come back into the room. I'm assuming we're still on the ship, kind of debriefing as we head back.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Graves has not watched any footage, reviewed any notes regarding how the Xenos were treated. Very much exited the room as soon as y'all started doing that. But now as he comes back in, he looks at you, Gears. I just have one more question. Why would you have cake and not eat it?
Well,
appears a fine point, Gears.
yeah, I guess the saying doesn't really make sense.
He sits down and he picks up the tin cup that he was working on last time and starts eating it again. His patchwork, like around like his bandages and stuff, look decent after what you guys set up for him.
Oh, okay. So you copy the data onto a disk, all of it, and I think I still need an action to corrupt.
Okay, that's fair.
The original.
I think that's like a more. Actually, no. I'm gonna kind of just throw it near the engine exhaust, and all of the electromagnetic interference is just like messing with the data device.
What action is that?
I'm gonna say rig, as in like I'm using my knowledge of technology.
Actually, you know what? If you're
just hold it near the exhaust,
if you're literally just putting it, I don't even think I need. Don't roll.
It doesn't like melt the disc. It's like
I understand. You're putting it near other electromagnetic. I get it.
Putting a magnet on like a TV screen,
Well, actually, no. I changed my mind. I do want to roll. Let's see how if it does it. It's controlled in standard effect. It'll corrupt the data.
Yep. Five.
Okay. So withdraw and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence.
Remember minor.
Yeah, I think I know. I think you won't completely get rid of all of the data. I think there'll be some data left.
There's a bit. It's a bit less corrupted than I'd really like it to be.
Correct.
I think that's okay.
Okay. All right.
Justin.
So,
sorry.
Yes.
Continue.
No. I have nothing. I have nothing.
Okay. I got nothing. I'm just curious, like how healing works now that I've received some medical attention.
Yes, it'll be a downtime action.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It is the downtime action.
None of us were knowledge qualified to actually heal you.
Recover.
Okay. So I have to choose that when the time comes. Okay.
Correct. Yep. Correct. And it might not get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
It takes some time to get to lower harm, but yeah. I think you get back to Outpost SB-176.
It was like a couple days later.
Yeah, exactly. Make your way to Dr. Starr.
Before we get off the ship,
and he's like,
it is incredibly important that none of the 4 of us let him know how we feel about everything that just happened. Play it cool. Let him do his work to help Gears before anything else. We understood.
I ain't saying shit, bruv. Mouth shut.
I should stay. Graves looks disappointed as he lowers his head a bit.
Don't worry, Graves. We'll make him pay.
Yeah. Leto uncharacteristically gently puts a hand on Graves' shoulder. We will get him back for this. Just not today.
You saw the wound. Am I well enough to fight?
Do you feel well enough to fight?
Always.
Then you're well enough to fight.
Graves looks a little proud now.
Graves, put my usual bet on you.
Okay. And then Leto, Graves looks at you for a second and says, I am past scorching. Not easily canst thou scorch a scar. And then he walks away to the bar.
You think you're having a moment with someone, and then they say the weirdest shit you've ever heard.
I'm assuming that was a line from Moby Dick.
It was.
100% was.
Leto hasn't read it.
Gears is just like, yeah, I don't know what that was about. Every time I think I get him.
Carlton's the only one who's read Moby Dick on the ship. That's funny. You get to Dr. Starr's office, and you knock on it, and it's quiet in there. You knock again. He goes, "What? No, I don't want." Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's us.
Well,
it's your turn. We've done what you asked. Your station is sundered. Your little experiments got out.
hope you took care of them.
We vented the ship. They're dead.
Good.
They're floating in the dark.
Good. Here. And he hands a data pad to Gears. As well as a cred stick.
Wow. Well, here's the information for you. The systems are pretty frad, so a lot of the data is corrupted. I'm sure a great engineer like yourself can get what you can out of it.
I assumed it'd be something like that. Thank you.
Oh, our suits, our space suits, video files were also on there, so you can see exactly how the experiment ended up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That will be helpful for further research.
Gears can't help but to he cracks his neck slightly, yeah.
Leto puts a hand on.
Doesn't say anything.
Yeah, on Gears' shoulder. We'll leave you to your work, Doctor.
Thank you. And the door shuts.
We weren't even inside. Just
Yeah.
through the door,
Yeah.
this exchange happens, and shuts the door. God, what a piece of shit.
I'm just glad he also paid us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
unexpected.
the creds were a nice surprise, I suppose. How much? How many? Just one cred, or?
No. If you plug it in, it's 4 cred.
Oh my god!
Oh, we can fix our ship.
Big money. Big money.
Leto is like shopping spree.
I don't know if...
Yeah, I think so. As far as this, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys even upon learning how much money we just made, I think you guys would notice Leto is uncharacteristically quiet, he's stewing about everything that this guy was doing.
I think Gears also because Gears is obviously always taking care of the ship, and he knows that we'll have a good store with just 3 of those creds. I think Gears is like, hey Leto, I think there's we've got more than enough in the ship stock. I think you can take this extra one, and it's basically sends you the last cred.
Leto pulls
Go ahead and add
data
3
pad, just sends it
cred
back.
to the ship, and
Oh,
Do four.
all right. I guess I don't know. Gears will just hold on to it. I guess. For
put it in the ship cred, crew cred.
When your friend
the ship cred
jukes
is-
you and Venmos your Venmo back.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-mm.
So, this is kind of getting into our downtime activity, but I think Gears is going to then talk to Leto and be like, I think we should find, a popular and widespread, informational organization that's going to pay a pretty penny for some information about some potential government experiments.
That sounds like a potential job too.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do some of the mechanical downtime stuff, and we'll save your downtime activities and downtime scenes for next episode.
All right,
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do. I'm gonna switch it this time. I'm gonna do PC advancement and crew advancement first. Got to keep you on your toes. As you marked your desperate actions, potentially might have you gotten that. Let's see. Let's go with, did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I think we saw a little reveal on our drives.
Yeah.
I do. You're right. Yeah.
We saw a liberative impulse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some good boundaries.
I like that. I like that a lot. So, and this is an individual thing. Some of you might say yes. Some of you might say no.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
we
not gonna-
really saw it with Gears, and Leto, honestly. But Havoc, what were you going to say?
I'm not going to mark that because honestly, Havoc could care less.
I'm just a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Gears showed
Carlton-
it in two ways. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No.
I think Gears showed it in two ways. It was like likes to help people, enjoy, like wants to do that, but also kind of gets blinded by like the potential of like what's going to help him and how many creds he can get at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
a shortcoming to that.
Yeah.
I think
from Graves' perspective, it would have been ideal if we found the Xenos in a state, obviously, where they could have been rescued. But once he saw what they were, I think he saw venting them as a mercy. And I think that was pretty in line with his principle.
Yeah, it is. That sounds,
Yeah, I think Leto is in a place. This is like brought him to a place of like kind of being confronted with what, like, the truth of where he came from and like how people like him handle people who aren't like him, and I think it like we'll probably explore this later, but a lot of his quietude post mission is him like kind of confronting a lot of that stuff that exists in himself.
Thinking that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma? Just be vice for all of you.
Gears was gambling hard.
I think so. Oh yeah, I'm very comfortable letting you mark an XP for that for sure.
Cool.
If you'd ask this after downtime, Leto might say yes, but not yet.
It is not in downtime.
I know,
It's
yeah.
during the
Don't worry. Downtime on the early part of this campaign, it will just be where the vice kind of starts swelling, and then once it gets out of hand, it'll show up on missions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, it's a no for Graves as well. Yeah.
Okay. Gears. Did you address challenges with technical skill or ingenuity?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Rolled one of my first non-insight rolls though this time.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
Well,
Okay.
I guess I've rolled sway before technically, but
Okay.
I did fill up my insight track with that last. Yes.
Nice.
So
we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to at the end of this. We'll see what y'all got. Carlton, did you address a challenge with force or threat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Mr. Havoc Plex, did you address a challenge with speed or flair?
I think so.
I think so too.
I'd like to argue for multiple times. First of all, that explosion,
the bot
you planned for,
explosion.
the bot explosion was super cool, and also escaping the station.
That was very.
And-
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
for sure. Can you give me one more? If you can give me one more example, I will say it is a lot of times. 2 is not enough for me to say it is a lot.
catching Leto.
Catching Leto.
That
And
was all
flinging
the
towards
same.
Moment.
Is that the one thing?
He climbed up the ladder very fast.
I mean, guys, I wouldn't say it's all part of the same thing. These are all separate roles. These are all separate actions.
Was it multiple
Well, there were
times?
roles that
2
begot
times.
roles,
Thread of
though.
ingenuity.
Multiple times.
As dear GM, I will say that it is a narrative thing. It is not a mechanical role thing. So I think it is just 1 XP.
Okay, I'll submit very briefly on air that I think a course adjustment will come into play later on once you realize that it's extremely easy, for example, for my playbook to check the box for his own yes/no question, whereas it's extremely hard for Plex.
I disagree, because just fighting somebody does not necessarily mean that. I think it's when you try and take on 4 genetically modified larger than you Ramdon, definitely counts. When you're holding a door shut with 1 arm and pulling a rusted latch down with the other, definitely counts. Just fighting somebody does not count.
Okay.
Lido, did you address a challenge with deception or influence? Probably not this job. No.
I mean, unless you want to include me, like, getting the guy to actually, like, talk to us and make the agreement to, like, even work with us.
That's
Considering
the
he
influence
doesn't
piece.
even
I'd
like
say
to talk to organics.
Yeah. That was a hard chat, man. I thought Leo did well.
He did. Here's the thing. That was before a job, technically. So I feel like if I give that to you, I have to give downtime actions.
It wasn't
You
downtime,
just see it as
though.
the
Like,
onboarding of the
I
job,
get what you're
man.
saying, but it's also not downtime.
I will
even though
think.
it wasn't.
It's not. I know. I will think about it. How about that? I'll think about it.
Okay.
You mark a potential XP for that. I will think about it.
Isn't that technically during that session that you have to?
That's a good question.
These things take place. Because I don't think it ever said specifically during the job, right?
During the job.
At the end of each session.
All right.
For each item below.
You know what, Johnny? You may have that XP.
Hell yeah.
You may have that
Get
XP.
experience.
Look at Danny finally knowing what the rulebook says.
Did anybody get a... Well, it's not clear. It's kind of amorphous and up to us. Did anybody get an advancement?
I did get 1 in insight, which I immediately put into hack because I was really feeling the 1 pip difference between my rig and hack skills.
Did anybody else get an advancement?
At the rate we're going, I'm probably going to get an advancement in like 5 or 6 sessions. So wait to ask me then.
All right.
I'll probably get one next session, but not this time.
Okay. Let's go to crew advancement. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Take 1 for that. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
We're about to develop some.
We did the job. I mean, we got it done as far as he knows, as requested.
Yeah. I will grant it to you. I love that you picked the reputation of like, did we do the job? If the answer is yes, we get an XP for that.
Well, I think that comes into play when we don't successfully do something.
I think
for sure. Well, I think there's also ways to
do it in a way that they don't want. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're like keep it quiet, like this job needs to be quiet, and we technically do the thing, but it's not quiet, like that sort of thing.
Yeah. For sure. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of your crew?
Several times over, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think. I
think we're discovering this.
Yeah,
very specifically.
Yeah, I think let's do 1 for now. I think if we keep like leaning into this, it might be 2 XP coming your way at a later date. And then, did you execute a successful transport or smuggling operation?
We brought back the info that he asked us to. I mean, I don't know if that counts, but
he did specifically ask us to bring back info, and we bought it.
Yeah, I'm all right. I love it. Go for it.
If only we'd gotten 2 XP on that.
1 away from. All right.
1 away from Lowell.
All right.
Hey, we'll get there.
Close.
We'll get there.
You'll get there. Probably next turn. Let's do payoff. I already gave you the 4 cred. So you've got 4 cred. It sounds like you're putting it straight into the ship. Let's do the upkeep. You just spend 1 cred, or we'll do the skip upkeep roll.
I will spend 1 cred and form upkeep.
Okay, good call. Good call. All right, and now we get to go with heat. Completely quiet.
It's getting hot in here.
I think this is probably just standard exposure. I think it's standard exposure. So 2 heat in the Rin system. I will not give you an extra heat for high profile or well-connected target. You didn't kill anybody, any hegemonic citizens. And the property was already damaged when you got there. So I will just say it is 2 heat for this job.
We're at 4 heat in the Ren system.
Okay. It's getting up there. I believe it is 9, I think is the 8 or 9 heat. Once we fill it up, it's a 1 at level.
I don't think I ever asked that for you, so I just had 6 blocks, but
It looks like 8.
Okay, I knew it was somewhere around 8 or 9. Let's see. We can look it up later. It is 8.
When your heat
8
reaches,
heat.
8, you gain
8
a
heat.
wanted level.
All right, I am going to roll. Oh, you know what? I need to create a table for entanglements in my obsidian. But for now, I will just roll from the book here. This is not a good time for me to roll high on this roll, because on a 6, I get a roll on the wanted 1 table, and I did roll a 6. What is reprisals?
Sorry?
One of these days,
Coming
you
good.
gotta hide what you roll. One of these days, you just gotta
Tell you.
You just gotta tell us what happens.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. So, Gears, your hack job was not as quiet as you wanted it to be, getting rid of that data. And while you are sitting around in your ship one day, Isotrope Max Secure pulls up, asks you to stand down, says that the head of research at the Guild of Engineers has evidence that you tampered with research notes. You have some options here. You can pay them 1 cred per tier to you can allow them to mess with you. That's all of your cred. I feel bad taking all of your cred.
It's an option.
What it
an
is,
option is an
GM.
option.
It's an option.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. All right. I will. You can pay them 1 cred per tier, which would be 3 cred. You can allow them to mess with you, which I think in this specific instance means that they are going to take Gears and put him in jail for some time.
Okay, don't like that one. Is there another option?
Or you can fight back.
Give them our money.
Against a tier 3, yeah. Okay, so 3 cred. That is not actually all of our cred. It is just combined with maintenance. It's all of the cred that we made in this mission
on this job.
So,
yep.
Which we weren't even necessarily thinking we were going to make cred. So we're back to square one, and I don't have nanites anymore, and I will take that. I will pay them off.
Well, I should be clear too. The data that Dr. Star gave you was the frequency. You still have to build the device.
Exhaust.
But he was able to get the frequency.
Cool. No, that's fair.
Yep. That was entanglements. That's fun. I can't believe it. And we will do downtime activities next week. So be thinking about what
Nice.
downtime activities you want to do, and we'll set up some fun
Alrighty, man.
scenes for that. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 4 of The Professionals. That was fun. I had a blast. I love these systems because I can just like introduce complications and stuff, and you get to just roll with it and figure out how to get out of it. It's very fun for me. Thank you so much to my wonderful players. Thank you so much to the people listening to this and watching us on Twitch. And if you're interested in supporting us, we do have a Patreon. Any help, it helps us continue to do this. Takes some pressure off of us for sure. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye.
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 See you guys.